Hey everyone, and welcome back. If you were following along in episode 12, yep, it was episode 12 I think, we were just using the wind rower and we were making our nice straight lines, and now we are going to go ahead and use the baler. Now this is a silage baler, and we are going to use this one to actually make our silage. In the last episode I explained to you what the differences were. I'm going to get some space here. So let me show you what it does with the hay. Now if you remember, we turned this one over with the tedder, right? So the straight straw bales you can't wrap. We're going to go ahead and use the largest bale size we can do, 180. We'll lower that pickup, and then we'll turn her on, and let's see how it rip roars. So as you can see, it collects it. It's getting filled down there in the right hand bottom side. And this is why it's so important to use the windrower, because we would be here for a lifetime trying to pick all this up and getting enough to make one bale of hay. So I'm just gonna, just for the purpose of showing you with the difference between the straw and the silage, we're gonna go ahead and complete this out. We'll try to go in a circular line here, see if we can make this happen pretty quickly. We're at 24%, so it shouldn't take too long here. But this is not an efficient way to obviously pick up your straw or your silage or your grass, because it just takes too long when it's not in a nice straight line. Like it's okay when you mow and you kind of have straight lines mowing, but still it takes a very long time to go back and forth and kind of fill your tank here. I'm actually going to make this less, make this the smallest one it is, so we can 36% filled. So when you actually pick up these bales, it doesn't matter. It only matters if they're the same size and they're the same shape, whether they're circle or square. But it does not matter if it's silage or just straw. So you would sell them at the same place. The animal dealer, or at least that's where I always sell mine. We're getting pretty close now. Gonna have a nice clean pasture here. So this is, like I said, this is textbook example of what not to do. This would just take you a extremely long time to it's just not efficient. And if you have seasonal growth turned on, then this method would really not work for you, because by the time you cleared this whole field, the crop would actually expire more than likely, and you would not really make a good profit off of what you cut. I mean, as you can see, we've been at it for how many passes now, and we are not even at 3/4 of the way. Maybe we'll get some more up here. Let's try not to mix them so we get A little bit thicker there. Nice little patch there too. So around 86 to 90% it starts beeping, and that's to let you know that it's getting filled. And soon it's gonna, once the reservoir, we'll call it, gets filled, then it stops collecting for a few seconds until it does its thing. And it's something you have to pay attention to, or else you're gonna leave like So as you can see, since this is straw, it does not wrap it. Now this straw we can actually bring right over here, and we'll add it to our pen. But I've never tested this before to see if the straw is actually usable in the pen. So let's go ahead and hit our, what is the unload? It's Y actually on this machine. And let's see if that accepts it into the pen. Okay, so straw is not usable in the pen itself. And that bell is now 125. And we'll pick that up later. But let's get on to making our silage. It's getting a little late in the night here. Over here we have a big pile of grass. So this is our raw grass here, our raw product. We're going to want to go ahead and pick this up. And we are going to make larger bales with this. So we'll switch it to 180 for this, because that's just gonna lengthen the time that we can collect and also shorten the time that we sell. So this should be interesting here. Let's see what happens. Wow, that really... So you can see the difference when you use the windrower. Now watch how this wraps. Since this is raw grass, it'll actually wrap this and create silage. And this is the stuff that you would feed to your cows. So we're not going to start over here. We're going to keep this with us. We're not going to turn on automatic drop just yet, because we want to get over to our real crop. So we'll focus here on cleaning this up first, since we didn't use the windrower. And we'll go ahead and get rid of this bale. And this will just have to kind of do a little systematically. So as you can see, if you don't use the windrower, you can still kind of pick it up efficiently if you have mowed in straight lines, but it definitely takes a lot longer to figure that out, and it's not as efficient, that is for sure. And you end up missing a lot of product, and you have to go over and over and over and over again. And it's just not clean, and that's not really how real farming is done. and they're packed very close together like this, so it's really hard to, you know, this would take you a lifetime to get through. Almost filled up here. But you know, I do like a nice clean field. So as you can see, as it's wrapping, it does kind of stop your pickup there. Now that's kind of weird because this one is not wrapping. I don't know why. We'll go ahead and dump that one off. There must have been some hay. And we'll go ahead and get to one of our main lines here. And you'll be able to see how much more efficient it is to use the windrower while baling. As you can see, it fills up way quicker. It clears a lot more of the land. And it's just way faster all around. So once we get to 100, we want to kind of stop here. Back up just a little bit. Some big bales of hay. So we're going to switch back to silage. Which is 125 centimeters. And these are going to fill up quick, but they will also wrap quick. And silage brings more money than just collecting the grass. A lot more. You don't actually have to wait till it's done. So those are the two different types of bales. If you do the bigger ones, it doesn't turn it into silage for the cows. It's just not sellable that way, but you can still sell it as grass at the same place. Now the difficult part is if you choose different size bales, you're going to have to deliver them in different loads because the bale picker is only going to pick up one size at a time. So that is something else to keep in mind. Something pretty important actually to keep in mind. So you can keep collecting when it's wrapping like that. And you can also turn on auto deposit. But you just can't collect when it is beeping because that kind of signals that it's out of space and it needs a second to catch up. There's one of our big bales. Try to get as much product here as we can. Farming at night. Kind of did some weird circles here, so this isn't going to be the funnest to bale here. See how once it gets filled, it'll stop picking up for a minute, and then you got to kind of back up a little bit. Made this kind of tricky on myself here. Now that is kind of annoying that it stops picking up. It's a little bit annoying. Makes your task a little bit more tedious, but it's not too bad. I think that is so cool. So many cool elements in this game that are just make it so much fun to keep playing and playing. Kind of really gives you like a real taste of what it would be like to be a farmer. I would probably be a much better driver if I was a real life farmer. I don't know if we should go to sleep or not. I think we'll just work through the night. Get our fields all cleaned up. I don't really have to get every inch, obviously. But, you know, every inch equals more profit. And like I said, the silage doesn't make you rich, but it brings a good deal of profit once you start picking it all up and you sell it. We're actually doing pretty good here. Now it is easier if you have some kind of like rhyme or rhythm to your drops, but I'm just not that good at it yet. I've only done the silage once or twice. I'm actually learning as much as you guys are. I think I just saw a bat or a bird or something. It's about 19 o'clock, late night. Now I wish the AI workers could do this, but they don't allow that in this game for whatever reason. This is one of the more time-consuming things, but honestly, everything that has to do in this game with harvesting is time-consuming. It's just part of the game that's, you know, fun, but it's also time-consuming. We're going to make a pretty good fortune on our silage here. Got a lot of it. So this is more like real life farming here. I mean, long hours, long hard work. Like I said, it does help if you have some kind of rhyme or rhythm to it. Looks like we're getting doing a pretty good job here. It's hard to tell at night. So by this you can see how important it is to get those straight lines, because it takes a real long time to do the baling. What is this? We're going on a half hour now, and we haven't even cleared the field yet. I love how powerful this tractor is though. It's just amazing. So I think what we're gonna do is go ahead and sleep through the night so we can figure out how much we have left. It's kind of hard to tell. I know we didn't windrow this section, so it's gonna be a little bit more tricky to pick up. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and call it a night. Hit F, turn on our flashlight. Woo! Let's get over to our home. Take a nice little sleep. We'll have back at it in the morning. 8 o'clock, we'll get a full 9 hours tonight. Alright, daytime. Ah, we did pretty good. Let's get back at it. We need this crop. We're gonna turn this in. Before we do that, let's see how we did for the month of February. See how much money we made. We only have a few lines left, but you can see how many kind of bales we've made here of silage. We're going to be pretty rich after this, which is going to be an extremely good thing. We need that money, honey. See where we missed. 2 lines over here. Missed too much actually for farming at night. We're gonna want to get this all clean though. We want all this money. Picturesque day. Look how many bales we got. Man, it's pretty nice. We're gonna bank. Bank on this, baby. If I can figure out how to turn around. It's really annoying to drive some of these equipments. We don't have a line over here, so kind of pick it up the best we can. It's just kind of like mowing the lawn. Could always go back over this in the windrower, but it's okay like this for now. Get the biggest parts. I'm a farmer making silage. We have pretty much got it all. And then our next episode is going to be how to sell this and where to sell it. I always kind of sell it at the animal dealer. I know that you can put it on the train, but I kind of have not figured out how to sell it to other maps yet. Although I know that's the main part of the game, so we are definitely gonna cover that at some point. How to put stuff on the train and sell it off map. I've watched a few other YouTube videos about that. Seems like a cool part of the game. I just seems maybe a little bit more involved as far as driving goes. So we are gonna kind of get every last bit of this. Might as well. We put in the work so far. I mean, if we're gonna do a half-ass, we might as well not do it at all. But it does take a long time because this baler does not go fast in any stretch of the imagination. So if you don't windrow it, you're kind of just wasting your time. I think after this pass, we're going to be pretty much done because it took us a very long time to get some more. I'll have to go through all these passes, so we'll just let the bygones be bygones, and then we will kind of pick it up after this. that'll be that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Farming Simulator 22, how to use a baler and how to make silage. Next time I'm going to show you the bale loader, so come back and watch some more.